everyone, and welcome to the San Diego Zoo's Wildlife Explorers Base Camp. My name is Jessica, and now that you've all had the opportunity to use the restrooms, refill your water bottles, we can go ahead and begin our program. Now, you can drink your water during the presentation, but I do ask that you put your snacks away. There will be an opportunity for snack time later on. Now, you guys are going to be able to meet 2 ambassador animals today. Here at the base camp presentation area, you're going to be able to meet one of our ambassadors, and then you guys will be going behind the scenes to meet our second ambassador friend. Now, both of these animals are very similar, so what I want you guys to do is take a look at each of them, and at the very end, we're going to compare and contrast the similarities and differences between the two. Now again, my name is Jessica. I'm a wildlife care specialist here at the San Diego Zoo, and I love educating children on wildlife, so I'm especially thrilled to have you guys here with us today. Now, enough about me. Are you guys excited to meet our wildlife ambassador? Awesome. Today's program is called Surviving the Elements Like a Porcupine, connecting to the life of a North American porcupine. Here at the San Diego Zoo, we're going to be learning about Maple's rehabilitation story and how she survived the wild at just 2 days old. Now, before Maple comes out, I want to do a little bit of an activity. Will you guys help me out? Awesome. All right, everybody go ahead and close your eyes. Great. Now, when you see Maple for the first time, I want you to say the first feeling or observation that comes to your head. Can you guys do that for me? All right, my friends, go ahead and open your eyes and tell me what you think. Tell me how you feel. She's pokey? Oh, you think she's a little scary? All right. Well, hopefully I can change your opinion on that after talking about her for a little bit. Now, Miss Maple here is a North American porcupine. And we're going to talk a little bit about North American porcupines' adaptations. I heard you guys have been learning about adaptations in class. Yeah? Awesome. So North American porcupines are found all throughout, well, North America. You can find them in the United States, up into Canada, and down into Mexico. Now, anyone here been to Big Bear? Yeah, a few of us, right? So you can actually find North American porcupines in Big Bear. Now, they are pretty nocturnal, meaning they're usually up at night, so a lot of people don't get the opportunity to see them. They live way up in the trees in kind of colder mountain regions. So if you look at the environment around Maple right now, you can kind of understand maybe a little bit of what her habitat may look like in the wild, right? We have a lot of different natural items like rocks and trees, a lot of bushes and brush. So they are found in the mountain regions, and she's going to show you here in just a little bit how she uses some of those adaptations to help her survive in the wild. Now, as she's climbing up, you can see that she's using those long nails to help grip and get herself up that log, as well as that huge beaver-like tail for balance. And then as she's eating her treats of yam, you can notice her using her really sharp teeth. Now, let me show you this diagram. So this is actually a skull of a North American porcupine. What do you think, Maple? So if you look closely at those really large teeth, Maple here is a rodent. So she has ever-growing teeth. It'd be kind of silly if we had ever-growing teeth, huh? I don't think our parents would appreciate that too much. So she has to constantly chew on things like bark. Now, sometimes the urban North American porcupines can cause a little bit of a conflict with humans if they decide that the tree in your backyard is really good, or maybe your fence line, and sometimes they even bite car tires. It's pretty silly. Why do you think that is? Maybe they don't have enough natural forests to chew on? Well, we're going to talk about one more adaptation on her that most people think of when we think of porcupines. What is that? Quills, exactly. So does she look like a normal porcupine to you? Some of you say yes, some of you are like, she's kind of fuzzy, right? Well, she actually has 3 different layers of hairs. One is a hair closest to her body that helps kind of keep her warm. One is called a guard hair, and it actually protects her from the sun as well as the rain. And then a modified hair called a quill. And I'm not going to show you that up close and personal today because, well, they're pretty sharp. But I have some examples right here that we can pass around a little bit later. And those are used for protection against predation. So some of her natural predators would be mountain lions, bobcats, coyotes, and an animal called a fisher. And guess what? Even a domestic dog can be their predator. You want to climb up a little bit more, Miss Maple? There we go. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about Maple's story right now. So, Maple here is 3 years old. It's actually her birthday today. So, Miss Maple here was found at just 2 years of age out in the wild inside of a dog's mouth. I know, guys, I know. But luckily for porcupines, right after they're born, those quills start to harden. Unluckily for that dog, he had a mouthful of quills, so he ended up in the vet to remove all of those. But because Miss Maple had those adaptations of quills, she was able to survive in that dog's mouth. Now, a rehab center took her in New York City and cared for her until she was old enough to go off on her own. Now, she couldn't go back in the wild because she was taken from the wild at just too young of an age. But luckily for us here at the San Diego Zoo, we were able to get her. So she hopped on a plane and came out west all the way to the San Diego Zoo, and we've had her for the past couple of years now. Now, just like her rehabbers at the rehab center, we adore Miss Maple here. She's one of our most famous ambassador animals. But do you guys ever feel a little prickly sometimes when you're upset if you don't get your way? Yeah, so does Miss Maple here. If Maple doesn't get the treats that she likes, we can hear her down the hallway kind of making a little bit of a whining sound like, It's pretty adorable, but it tells us that she's not very happy. Do you guys do the similar thing? Make a similar sound? Maybe. But when Maple chooses to come out here like this and come nice up close and personal to you, she gets the real good treats. Corn. It's got the juice. It's corn. So now that we learned all about North American porcupine adaptations, specifically the use of their hair and quills to protect themselves in the wild, how can you guys use things in your environment for protection? Yeah? A jacket, perfect. Family, home. How can you guys use home? How is it similar? You can go in for protection from the elements like rain, exactly. So if you think about it, we relate to wildlife in many different ways. And when we figure out those ways, we can really connect to wildlife and understand them and ultimately respect them more. Now that we learned about Maple's success story, I want to repeat the activity that we did at the beginning. Okay, everybody close your eyes. Now think about a feeling or think about some descriptive word that you felt during this presentation and during learning about Maple's story. Okay, when you open your eyes, go ahead and share that with your friends. Go ahead and open them. Does anyone want to share with the class? Happy? Yeah, I think we're all pretty happy that she has a great success story. All right, I'm gonna send you guys away with one more activity. I'm gonna pass out little cards cards, and I want you guys to write that one descriptive word or that feeling word that you guys were thinking about, and one action word. Now, we all love North American porcupines at this point, right? Yeah, and we want to save them in the wild. So I want you guys to write one action word, something that you're going to do that could help save wildlife like porcupines, whether that's recycling or turning off your faucet when you're brushing your teeth or your light when you leave your bedroom. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a couple minutes to do that. And then when you're done, you can either share it with your friends and family, take it home, and keep looking at it and reminding you about your experience today with Miss Maple. Now I want to thank each and every one of you for coming to San Diego Zoo today and allowing me to educate you. Just by you guys coming here today and learning and listening, you guys are actually helping to save species worldwide. Now we're going to take you down south to South America to meet another species of porcupine, the Brazilian porcupine. Are you guys excited? Wonderful. Well, I'll see you guys in a little bit. And remember, compare and contrast some of the similarities and differences between the two.